Remember when I was in rabbinical school thinking about how do you communicate with anyone about death, let alone children. I remember being told by a mentor of mine, you tell a child that it's going to be okay, that we loved grandpa, grandma, we loved whoever it was, and we're very sad that they died. You don't whitewash the truth for the child, but then you shift to this reassurance mode and you say, and I'm going to be fine and you're going to be fine. And I remember wondering to myself, that's not true. I'm not fine. And I can't promise that I'm going to be fine. I can't even promise that you're going to be fine. As a parent, to face the truth that I can't actually stop bad things, God forbid, from happening to the people closest to me. I can't keep myself safe, absolutely, in the world. Well, that is brought home all the more so when we face a world around us that suddenly includes so much more instability, hate in the air, the fear of being marginalized, sisters and brothers, as a Jew speaking about swastikas appearing all over the United States, including Minneapolis this morning and other places yesterday. How many can I share on social media to keep up with the hate? Should I be amplifying it? And then, should I allow myself to be lulled into a sense of security because the number of swastikas far, far, far fewer than the attacks on American Muslims. Far less than the hate being foisted upon people of any kind of different identity, gender, sexuality, ethnic origin. To see the number of people being appointed to political positions who have espoused incredible, incredible judgment and ignorance around learning differences, around accessibility questions, around what it means to be a refugee, basic questions of health, basic questions of human rights. To see an attack on the First Amendment that the president-elect would suggest someone who burns a flag should have their citizenship rescinded or be sent to jail for the act of exercising the very freedom that America represents. And then if you take the bait, you end up attacking and responding to every one of these incredible, terrible things that keep on getting sent out. So what is it that we can do in this moment? Can I look at a child or my own inner child and say, it's fine. Everything's going to be fine. And the answer is no, of course not, because I'm not a child. And if you're watching this, odds are you're not either. We might feel vulnerable like children in this incredibly difficult moment of American and global history. So what do you do? What do you do? Who do you turn to for reassurance? Well, the answer, I think, ultimately is you turn to yourself and you make sure that you are strong enough to offer reassurance and security and solidarity with others. In this week's Torah portion, Toldot, there is an awful story about brothers struggling in the womb, wrestling with each other, of course, as a precursor to the human struggle, sometimes on the global scale, sometimes on the nuclear family scale. Their mother, Rebecca, before they are born, goes to an oracle and says, "In Cain lama ze anochi." If this is the case, if this kind of struggle is in my innards, the potential of human birth being a place not just of pain, but of strife, why then am I? And the answer from God through the oracle is not, you're fine, everything's fine. The answer is, well, you have children who are going to struggle, and one will dispossess the other, but the elder and the younger, and this fight and this dysfunction, all of it is based on a theology and a worldview that presumes there's only so much love. There's only so much love. So to the children who we are, and to the children who we tend to our country that we are called to protect, to our sisters and brothers of any faith and of no faith and of any orientation, any sexuality, any different kind of abilities, we have to say these very clear words. You are enough, and there is enough love for me and for you, and we are both agents of that love. To wield God's love in the world right now is to stand up to every instance of hate. Not to cry wolf when there is nothing to be upset about, but it seems to me that every day provides ample opportunity to be upset. And as famous agitators for decades and centuries have said, if you're not upset, you're not paying attention. Toldot tells us, because the very word, the name of this parsha is Toldot, generations, that we have in our DNA the ability to hate each other really well, to be afraid, to act in scarcity mode, to think there isn't enough love. But I am telling you, and these brothers eventually learn, there is enough love. They come together again for their father's funeral. Do you want to wait that long? What will you say to your own inner child if you wait that long, until death is around you? Will you be able to say to yourself, everything's fine, everything's okay, I did what I was supposed to do, I made this world strong enough? Or are you going to say, I didn't stand up. I didn't stand up for my brother, my sister, myself. I didn't bring love through me into the world. What will you say to yourself in that moment? Because no one will be there to say, it's okay, unless you say to yourself and to others and to the world right now, I'm going to make sure it's okay. There will be enough love in the world because I'm going to add to it. What will be your toldot, your generational story? What will your children hear from you next? We have absolutely no idea how to face everything before it appears. But we do know that in this constellation of American politics, the implications are fearsome. We should be concerned. We should be agitated. We should be afraid. Because unless we act, there won't be enough love. May we make sure that there is. May the children around us see through us a model of indefatigable love, unconditional love, determined, enduring love, because then there'll be enough.